Hi, I welcome you all to Powerland Science and Maths TV. On this channel, I talk about mathematics and science related problems. And if this falls within the context of your interest, I'll be very glad if you subscribe to this channel. Then you can take your time and go through the videos on this channel to familiarize yourself with the channel. Now in this video, we are to show that for a given quadratic equation giving us ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0, the x or the value of x is given as negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. As a culture on this channel, I'll be glad if you pause the video and try your hands on that, after which you can compare your solution to that of mine. So let's get into it. So what we are going to do is that we are going to take a look at the quadratic equation itself, which is ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Now, to solve this problem, we are going to apply a principle called completing of squared. So as the video unfolds, I'll give you the steps. So the first step involved in this principle is that we have to send the c to the other side to give us negative c. So we are going to get ax squared plus bx is equal to negative c. Then the next thing for us to do is that we have to make sure that the coefficient of x squared is 1. And how do we make sure that the coefficient of x squared is 1? We can only do that by making sure that we divide every term of this equation by the coefficient of x squared. So if you take a look at this, the coefficient of x squared is not 1 because we have a as the coefficient. So we are going to divide each term by a. And this gives us x squared plus b on ax is equal to negative c on a. Then the next thing we are going to do is that we are to identify the coefficient of x. So the coefficient of x in this case is b on a. Then after the identification, what we are going to do is that we are going to find half of the coefficient of x. Then the result that we get will square that. So what I mean is the coefficient of x is b on a. So after identify that it is b on a, we are going to multiply that by half, and then the result will square that. So that will give us b on 2a all squared. So what we are going to do now is that we are going to add b on 2a all squared to both sides of the equation. So what I mean is x squared plus b on ax plus, then we are going to add b on 2a all squared. Then we add the same thing, which is b on 2a all squared, then minus c on a. The essence of this is so that when we subtract the b on 2a all squared, we'll end up getting back the original equation. So having done this, what we are going to do is that we are going to examine the left hand side of the equation. Now, if you take a look at the left hand side of the equation, you realize that the first term is squared and the last term is also squared. So a general rule in mathematics says that if the first term is squared and the last term, which is the third term, because this is a trinomial, so it says that in a trinomial, if the first term is squared and the third term is also squared, this can be reduced to x plus b on 2a all this squared. So that's the principle. So if you have a given trinomial, if the first term is a perfect squared and the last term, which is the third term, is also a perfect squared, then it says that we are going to put the first term without the squared and the last term without the squared in bracket, then we square all of them. We are going to put them together. So assuming this was to be negative, that's the b on 2a was to be negative, then it becomes x minus b on 2a all squared. But because this is positive, that is why it is x plus b on 2a all squared. And this is going to give us, but before I continue, I will be glad if you pause the video and expand this and see if you end up getting x squared plus b on a x plus b on 2a all squared. Actually, if you expand, you end up getting that. But because I don't want the video to be so long, I'll be glad if you pause the video and try your hands on that. So x plus b on 2a all squared is going to give us b. Let's expand this. So we'll get b squared all on, the square will also affect the 2a, so we get 4a squared minus c on a. So what we are going to do is that we have x plus b on 2a all squared is equal to, we are to find the LCM. So upon finding the LCM is 4a squared, and so the 4a squared cancels the 4a and we'll be left with b squared minus, then a goes into 4a squared, a goes into 4a squared, 4a, so 4a times c, so that gives us 4ac. So now we have x plus b on 2a all squared is equal to b squared minus 4ac all on 4a squared. So remember, we are making x the subject, and so I'm going to square both sides so that I can, I'm going to find the square root of both sides so that I can eliminate the squared. So this will give x plus b on 2a, and you agree with me that this will give us b squared minus 4ac all on 4a squared. But you agree with me that because the highest exponent of this is 2, we should definitely get two values, which will be positive or negative. So having done that, we can make x the subject. But before that, let's simplify what you have at the right hand side. So we have x plus b on 2a will give us plus or minus. Generally if we have square root of a on b, this is the same as square root of a all on square root of b. So this is the same as square root of b squared minus 4ac, all these divided by square root of, now 4a squared can also be written as 2a all this squared. So now we have x plus b on 2a, and this will give us plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by, you agree with me that square root of 2a into bracket all squared, the square cancels the square root and we are left with 2a. And therefore, to find x, or to make x the subject, I'm going to send b on 2a to the other side. So this gives me x is equal to plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a minus b on 2a. So simplifying, we are going to get x is equal to, now because they have the same denominator, we can say that x is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, all this divided by 2a, because they have the same denominator. So by this, we've been able to prove that x is equal to negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, all divided by 2a. Now one may ask that, what is the essence of this? Now let me show you the application of what we have here. Let's say you have x squared minus 5x plus 6 is equal to 0, and you have to make x the subject, all right, using the same method. Now first of all, it says that remember we are applying the same principle, that's the completing of squares, so we have to send 6. So in this case, our a is 1, our b is a negative 5, and our c is a 6. So I'm sending 6 to the other side, so I'll get x squared minus 5x is equal to negative 6. Then the next step in the completing of squares says that identify the coefficient of x, and the coefficient of x is negative 5. So negative 5, then we are going to multiply that by half, then we'll square the results. So this will give us negative 5 on 2 all squared. So what we are going to do is, we have x squared minus 5x, then we are going to add negative 5 on 2 squared to both sides. So negative 6 plus into bracket negative 5 on 2 all squared. So this will literally give us, remember what we have here. It says that this is a trinomial, so the first term is squared, this is also squared. So breaking this one down gives us x minus 5 on 2 all squared. Remember that in this case, this is minus. So this will give us negative 6 plus, now negative 5 on 2 all squared is the same as 25 on 4. And so this will give us x minus 5 on 2 all squared. Now let's just simplify what we have here. So simplifying what we have here will give us 1 on 4. That is according to the calculator. So we get 1 on 4. Now what we are going to do is to make x the subject. So let me find square root of both sides. So this will give us plus or minus 1 on 4. And we know that this will give us x minus 5 on 2. This will give us plus or minus 1 on 2. Plus or minus 1 on 2. Meaning that x is going to give us negative 5 on 2 positive 5 on 2 plus or minus 1 on 2. And so what this means is that the values of x, remember that this is squared, so we have to get two values. The values of x, one can either be 5 on 2 plus 1 on 2, which will give us 3, because 5 plus 1, 6 divided by 2, 3. Or another value of x can be 5 on 2 minus 1 on 2, which will give us 2, because 5 minus 1 is 4, or divided by 2, we get 2. So you could see that we've been able to apply the completing of square to make x the subject, or in a way to find the values of x. Thank you for watching this video. Please let me know in the comment section what you think of this method. And I'll also be very glad if you come out with a different approach to this. Thank you for watching this video. Bye bye.